It's the big DYP here on Friday night. It's Tony Spredeman and Art Mariano on the left side of your screen. And on the right, it's Todd Loffredo and Don Swann. It's a quarterfinal in the winner's bracket. Two 2-0 lead here in game number one in favor of Spredeman and Mariano. As Art puts the ball back into play and fires that pull shot down the table on goal. Dug out by Spredeman. Tony sitting still, looking lane, looking wall, goes lane with great quickness, and he'll set it up looking for a 3-0 lead, shooting against Don Swann, and finds the hole.
Come on, buddy. Come on. Yep.
Fredo's going to get a chance here. And rattles that one off the corner. It's 3-1. Swann says, can I get up there offensively? Rather defensively against the 5. Loffredo back here defensively if Tony gets it. Todd will have possession here. And the pull kick off the corner of the goal. Dug out by Art Mariano. Lead here in the first game. Best 2 out of 3 winner advances to the semifinals of the DYP. And Spredeman able to take this one away from his sometimes partner, Todd Loffredo. They are national champions, I believe, the last 3 years in a row. And Loffredo able to take this one out. It hops in the air and comes back to Todd. Todd to the short side. It's 3-2. Loffredo read that so quickly, then executed that short side pull shot. Just kind of flicked it to the corner. And has pulled his team within 1. Spredeman along that outside wall. Once again, shooting against Todd Loffredo. Tony Spredeman walks it around, try to come near side. Tony able to pick it up here, takes it across the table. And again, we'll set it up and look lane wall. Swann with a block, comes back to Tony. Tony electing not to go with his usual tic-tac on the 5 row. Swann takes it away here. Let's see if he stays up there. Looks like he will. Tried to brush that one down. Taken away by Spredeman. Tony flicks that far side wall pass, and Don Swann looks across the table at him. How do you do that? Spredeman tries to come down the middle, blocked by Loffredo, then slammed into the goal by the 5 row of Swann, and suddenly it's 3-3. 3-3 here in game number 1. The switch has been a productive one, with Swann moving to forward, Loffredo to goal. This is Art Mariano. Loffredo with the block and the retrieval. And the shot down the middle by Loffredo. That's 2 of them that Todd has gotten here in game number 1. Tony's going to tic-tac and find the lane. And quickly find the near side of the goal. What a great shot by Spredeman. And we've got a timeout.
Here if you want. Kind of a nice shot. It's around the table. Oh. Ready.
Tied up at 4. Todd Loffredo back in the forward position, puts it into play. Passes it through the lane, a chance to close out game number 1 here for Loffredo. who sets it up, shooting against Art Mariano. Loffredo. Try to go to the straight hole. Todd has hit a couple of big shots from goal to get his team back into it. Trying to hit a big one, come forward here. That one off the corner. Loffredo watches it, sprayed him, and quickly goes along that outside wall. Tony for a first game win. Try to come near side. Swann with a block. Boy, what a great opening game here in this quarterfinal match in the DYP. Sprayed him and did a little house cleaning here.
Ready? Yeah. We still going, right?
With three major champions, Sprayman, Loffredo, Swann, all of whom have world championships and national championship titles. Another chance here for Tony, and he finds that far side. So an outstanding opening game in this quarterfinal match. Loffredo putting on a show from goal and forward, but it's Tony Sprayman who drives home the final point in this opening game. Sprayman and Mariano lead 1-0.
I'm sure you could. Good shot. Thank you. Ready? These floors are slippery. I like to. Ready?
After a great first game in this DYP quarterfinal match. And again, this is no ordinary DYP. It is $1,000 for first. But that opening game, a sensationally dramatic and well played first game. But it went to Sprayman and Mariano 5-4 as we open up play here in game 2. Swann with a short side push effort. And has this one taken away by Tony Sprayman. Taken right back by Don Swann. And beautiful pass by Swann. Loffredo for the early lead. Stokes it home to that long side of the goal. Loffredo opens up the scoring, and Sprayman answers with a quick shot here. It's 1-1. Another shot here for Loffredo. And that one partially blocked by Mariano, but it hops into the goal. It's 2-1. 2-1 lead here in the second game in favor of Loffredo and Swann. And Tony's going to call timeout.
Get this G-ball, buddy. Come on. G-ball, baby. G-ball. Get this big G-ball. One time out, you got both, right? Okay. If something happens, call right away. If anything happens on the right, just call right away.
Don Swann moving into the forward position.
Let's do this time, baby. Come on. That's our first. Ready? Yeah.
Tony Sprayman putting it back into play. Trailing 2-1 here in the second game. Tony and his partner Art Mariano lead 1-0. The winner advances to the semifinals of the winner's bracket of the DYP. Loffredo able to take this one away. Todd, who scored twice from goal in that first game. Setting it up near side of the table here. Tried to pass it along the wall. Taken away by Tony. shot attempt. Loffredo with the block. A lot of movement there by Swann. I think Tony thought there was a jar in there. Looked up across the table. Neither Swann nor Loffredo responded. Let's see what happens here. Todd.
Control him, Todd.
You can see Tony.
Control. I looked up, but nobody's looking. He's on the second.
On what?
Just be careful.
On what?
On the 5 bar, the last
Defense?
possession.
Reset?
No, that you were going for a loose ball. I thought you jarred me.
Oh, I don't. Okay. I'm playing hard. But
I understand. I
think it was-
understand.
I
But these
think it was
tables are a little light, so
Yeah, all right. Okay.
just be careful. Yeah.
Okay, if you guys want to order stuff to eat, it's in the kitchen here in about 4 minutes. So if you want to
Todd Loffredo putting the ball back into play as he moves back into the forward position. Pass along the wall by Todd, taken away by Spredeman. Tony, you heard him after that first game. He was talking about Swann's aggressiveness on the 5-row, and he may hit a point. Tony Spredeman always looks for anything that he can motivate himself with, and certainly there was potentially cause for concern there. Mariano likes to pound that pull shot back there. This one comes around and lands on the 3-rod of Todd Loffredo. Todd sets up the pull shot and finds the straight hole.
Let's do this, Todd. Oh, wait. Switch for defense or no? Switch right now, Todd.
And you heard Swann
One time,
asking.
Robbie. Flying to you hard.
Loffredo says okay. 3-1 lead here in the game number 2 for Todd Loffredo and Don Swann. Tony cuts the lead to 1. Loffredo back to forward.
Yeah.
Todd able to brush this one through. Mariano takes it away. What a thrill it must be for Art Mariano to be on the table with a Hall of Famer in Todd Loffredo, certainly a future Hall of Famer in Tony Spredeman, and a man who also would get some consideration. That one knocked off the outside wall by Spredeman, and suddenly it's 3-3. The 3 legends of the game: Loffredo, Spredeman, Swann, Art Mariano. And Art's going to get a chance to defend against the pull shot of Todd Loffredo right here. That spins towards the goal. And Loffredo, a rare misexecution there, but Todd does dig it out beautifully here, and he'll reset it and look for something powerful here. There it is. It's 4-3.
Right.
Spredeman coming back along that outside wall. And flips it over. It's match point for Tony Spredeman and Art Mariano as they have tied it up here in game number 2 at 4.
Yeah.
Loffredo. Bounces towards the goal. A hustling save.
Yeah, definitely. Dude.
I know he hit it, but
Hit it. He took the wall off. It was definitely.
I understand. I think somebody should go. Yeah, that's fine.
It don't look.
I agree. What do you think, Todd?
Oh, there wasn't even a doubt.
I'm asking Todd.
Okay.
I know that. You think it should be the 5 or the 3? Because he jarred it before it actually hit the 3. What do you
I think no. I think it's 3 though, man. 3 is where it happened right there. It was on Todd's rod. He jarred it right off the rod.
He jarred it.
Compromising
I understand it was jarred. I think it was before it got to your 3, but I don't know for sure. I know there's something, but I trust your judgment.
I think it's 3 though. Man. I think it's 3 though. That's a night and day difference.
Well, I understand.
Well, yeah. Well, I think that's where it occurred. It was right.
What-
You had it in
but what if it's
transition.
definitely where
He
it
had it in
occurred?
transition. I was watching it. He had it. I was like,
I
Todd's got it.
understand. Listen, but I'm
Okay.
asking him what he
All
thinks.
right, well,
Is that all right?
I have a new. Yeah, of course it's.
What, and if you feel if it's a 3, I'm fine with that, but I don't want him to make a call.
And he heard the conversation there, and I agree with it. I think that one goes to the 5. I don't think Todd Loffredo would have caught that ball on the 3-rod. Yes, there was a jar, no question, but I think it belongs on Todd Loffredo's 5, and he's going to put it into play right there and turn it over back to Spredeman, who's got a chance to win the match right here. Looking for victory. Tony Spredeman shoots against Don Swann and calls timeout. means match point for Tony Spredeman and Art Mariano.
Okay, we're out.
We got one.
Ready, time, done.
Tony Spredeman puts the ball back into play, shooting this time against Todd Loffredo, looking for victory. Spredeman. Try to come near side off the corner, grabbed by Loffredo. Todd stubs that one, gets it back. Resets, passes along that outside wall through that far lane. Swann wasn't quite there to catch it on the other end. Mariano. Fortunate to get that one through. And gets it back and then cranks it off the outside wall for the win. Mariano coming up big at 4-4 in the second game as he cranks that outside bank. Spredeman and Mariano move to the semifinals. Loffredo and Swann to the loser side of the bracket. We've got some bonus action for you in the losers bracket of the DYP. That's H.P. Perkins in the forward position. His partner, tournament host Brendan Flaherty. And on the left side of your screen, a great player from the 1980s. That's Johnny Baez. His partner, Kitty Shadman. 1-0 lead here early on for Baez and Shadman. HP with a pass attempt. And Perkins able to take it away from Shadman. HP will shoot the snake shot. Shot attempt blocked right back towards us. We put back into play by Kitty Shadman. And the pass executed nicely. Here's Baez, who has been shooting predominantly a rolling pull kick. And there it is again. Flaherty takes a closer look. He thought he was there. And that one knocked in by HP. Well, Perkins and Flaherty on the scoreboard, and quickly, Baez able to pass it through. Sets up the pin shot, goes wide of the goal with that shot attempt. Grabbed by Kitty. Here's Baez. Let's see what he does here. And Flaherty with a switch in the block. Nicely done by Brendan. Of course, Brendan Flaherty, the president of Warrior Table Soccer, the host for this weekend's event here in Palm Springs. He also owns the golf course, majority owner of the golf course and the condos that are adjacent to this that many of the players are staying in, including me, yours truly, staying in a very, very nice condo area. And again, the pull kick by Baez. It's 3-1. H.P. Perkins with a pass attempt. And another. This one successfully completed down the middle. H.P. will set it up. Try to stroke it to the far side. Taken away by Kitty Shadman. That one rattles towards the goal. Kept out by Flaherty. Of course, this is one of many golf courses that Mr. Flaherty owns. And he will be hosting tournaments, foosball tournaments, at a number of them, including 5 weeks from now in Colorado at Lakota Canyon Golf Resort, in Newcastle, Colorado. Baez, some fancy ball handling, and then turns it over. H.P. Perkins. curves that one through. And that one blocked by Shadman. Kitty Shadman will put it back into play. Tries to pass it near side and hammers a shot down the middle. Intercepted by Perkins. HP's pass attempt knocked down by Baez. Comes back to Flaherty. Flaherty tried to bank it along the outside wall. This one's spinning. Spinning. And then picked up by Perkins, who quickly advances it along that near wall. HP fires it home far side. It's 3-2. Baez pass attempt. Couldn't hold on to it. And Perkins now with a chance to tie this first game up at 3. Perkins tries to come down the middle. Shadman knocked it down and makes a nice save. Here's Baez. Fakes and rattles that one home. It's 4-2. Johnny Baez, who has told me he doesn't play very much. He has not played very often, really, in the last 20 years. But even over the last few months, has not played a whole lot, but has played very well here today. Of course, we're talking about one of the outstanding players of the 80s. Flaherty comes down the middle, and Shadman in possession of the ball. Here's HP Perkins. And it's 4-3 as HP able to convert. Baez able to pass this one through. An opportunity here for Baez to put away game number 1. And he comes back with that open-handed push kick after setting it up in the center of the goal. So Johnny Baez continues to play well. He has given his team a 1-0 lead. Last match of Friday night for those of you watching at netboost.tv. Coming up on 1 a.m. Pacific time as we get game number 2 underway. HP Perkins has that one blocked into the air and off the table. Kitty Shadman putting it back into play. She and her partner, Johnny Baez, leading 1-0 in this loser's bracket match. HP Perkins starting to heat up. He's given his team a 1-0 lead here in game 2. Baez again coming back with that quick pull kick. He just has great timing on that shot. He has used it successfully all evening. Let's see what he does here as he picks it up off the back wall. comes back with that near man off the tic-tac. Johnny Baez really putting on a show, really showing some versatility. And HP Perkins could use this one, and he gets it. It's 2-2. HP really quick to the corners. And Baez coming right back. Back and forth here, fakes, and then Flaherty is there to make the block. Flaherty's shot attempt comes back to him. Remains 2-2 here in the second game. Baez and Shadman won the first game. Baez nicely through the lane. And that one went wide of the goal. Rebound comes right to Perkins on his 3-rod. And HP's shot blocked up into the air and off the table by Shadman. Two here in game number 2. Baez and Shadman up 1-0. The winner stays alive, the loser is done. Perkins for the lead, gets it as he comes deep near corner. Baez brushing it down. What's Johnny going to do here? Circling and comes back with a pull kick. Nice grab here by Perkins. Once again, HP looks for the lead. Good job! And the block up into the air and off the table by Shadman. Kitty rattles one up the table, grabbed by Baez. Johnny fakes. Looking at the pull kick. Comes back with a dink. Flaherty with the switch and the block. Pass along the wall by Baez once again. He'll look for the lead. Circling. And Flaherty there to make the stop again on the pull kick effort. HP able to knock that one into the goal. It's 4-3. But Baez coming right back. Johnny doesn't take a lot of time on that 5. Sets up the push shot, trying to go to the straight hole. 3 blocks in a row for Brendan Flaherty. And HP now with a chance to send it to game number 3. And he does. Again, going deep near corner.
Brendan. Play it, bro.
Get him, Kitty.
Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go, 3rd game underway, and Baez will have the first scoring opportunity. And able to rattle it home. And Flaherty with an immediate timeout here in game number 3.
Gary Parker.
1-0 lead here in the third game for Valles and Shadman. And Valles able to take this one away. And comes back again with that open-headed push kick. It's 2-0. Perkins will try to cut the lead in half right here. That one blocked in the air and off the table. Chance here to go up 3-0 for Valles. And he does. A pull kick to the short side or down the middle. 3-0 lead for Valles and Shadman. Kitty went for the pass, intercepted by HP, but taken away by Valles, who sends it towards the goal, and this is Flaherty. Taken away by Valles. Johnny hammers the long pull kick. It's 4-0. Lead, match point for Valles and Shadman.
John Zola, please stage.
Shot down the middle, picked off by Valles. Comes back to Brendan. Kitty Shadman. Reigns match point for Valles and Shadman. For the win here, Valles able to knock it home. There it is in 3 games. Johnny Valles, Kitty Shadman defeat H.B. Perkins and Brendan Flaherty to advance. We've got more action in the DYP event here at the 2013 Warrior Desert Classic in Palm Springs, California. Jim Stevens back with you here on table number 1. Todd Loffredo and Don Swann, who lost last night to Tony Spredeman and Art Mariano in the winner's bracket. They'll be on the right side of your screen. And on the left, Dave Gummison and Robbie Blanchard. First game, it is 3-2 in favor of Gummison and Blanchard. And here's Dave Gummison, who has looked very good on the Warrior table so far this weekend. We'll get a chance to get a look at Dave's pull shot here momentarily. He can't connect on that pass. It's dug out nicely by Swann. Another beautiful day here in Palm Springs, California. Here's Loffredo. One great pull shot, followed by another great pull shot in this match so far. And it's now tied up at 3. Two of the greatest pull shooters of all time. 2 Hall of Famers. The Hall of Famer Dave Gummison and, of course, Todd Loffredo. Inducted into the Hall of Fame as well, and stroking home that pull shot is Gummison.
push it. All you do is put your hand in the middle and push it. All you do is push it.
Nolan to the stage, please. Nolan, if you can come to the stage at your earliest convenience. Thank you.
4-3 lead. Here in game number 1 in favor of Gummison and Blanchard. The winner advances, the loser goes home. Blanchard really making Loffredo work defensively, and we got a timeout.
One each? One apiece? Yes, sir.
Blanchard putting the ball back into play. Leading 4-3 here in the first game. Shot down the middle by Robbie is grabbed by Don Swann. Swann, of course, a man who has won the Masters Singles Championship. In fact, we have 3 former Masters Singles champions on this table. Loffredo and Gummison both having claimed that title in the past as well. National championships as well. And Loffredo finds the split hole here. Getting a kick out of it. I'm not sure that's exactly what Todd meant to do. Did cut it back just a little bit. And we're going to get a switch. Loffredo moving to goal. Swann to forward. Gummison comes right out, sticks the lane pass. He'll shoot against Todd. Loffredo with a chance to win this first game. Gummison has been shooting the ball just so well. Dave tries to go to the straight hole here, taken away by Loffredo. Action in the DYP, and this is no ordinary DYP, as we've talked about. It is $1,000 for first place. $20 entry fee, $1,000 for first. And that one knocked back into the goal as Blanchard tried to go to that short side. It's 1-0. The big man. Another Hall of Famer in the house. I think that's Todd. Here we go, second game underway. Don Swann starting in the forward position once again. Looking to pass here. And Gummison takes it away. Of course, Dave Gummison and Don Swann have been partners in the past, former national champions, I think 1997 or 8. Don't have the stats in front of me, but the national champions up in Wisconsin, I believe. And finding the straight hole here is Gummison. He and his partner Robbie Blanchard now leading 1-0 here in game 2. Loffredo returning to the forward position. Blanchard sends it up the table, and what a nice dig here by Loffredo to keep that one on his 5-row. Two of the greatest pull shooters in the history of the sport. When you're putting a list together of the top 5 or 10 pull shooters of all time, both Loffredo and Gummison are certainly going to be on that list. In fact, go back to 1998. From 1998 until now, only one Tornado World Championship has gone by without at least Loffredo or Gummison being on the winning team. Of course, Loffredo and Collignon have won 12 of the 15 held during that time. Gummison and his partner McMillan have won 2. And the other one, Adrian Zamora and Eddie Gartman back in 2003. And Swann's going to call timeout. Big Terry Moore has just walked into the building. We have the 2 Hall of Famers on the table here in Dave Gummison and Todd Loffredo. Greg Jeep Perry sitting at the end of the table. Get a shot of Jeep. There he is. Terry Moore, the Hall of Famer. Star-studded event here in Palm Springs, California. Of course, Terry is retired. I don't think we're going to see him playing, but he is here to see some of his old friends. Don Swann putting the ball back into play. 1-1 here in game number 2. Slicing effort just wide of the goal, and Blanchard can't keep it in his goal area. Loffredo able to pick it up and set it up. And stroke it home. Gummison, hesitation wall pass, blocked by Loffredo. And Dave able to rattle this pass through. Dave Gummison shooting against Don Swann. Stokes home that long pull shot. It's 2-2. Open doubles event getting underway here shortly. And of course, that's going to feature these great pull shooters without the snake shot being allowed. And that one rolls to a dead stop. It'll come back to Blanchard. Still tied at 2 here in game 2. Greg Jeep Perry will shoot the push kick in that event. I guess one of the big questions is, what will Tony Spredeman shoot? And we'll find out as the open doubles competition is already underway. And we'll have some of those great matches here on table number 1 for you here momentarily. And Gummison probably should have picked that one up off the back wall. Couldn't hold on to it. It comes back to Swann. This is DYP action, but again, I'll reiterate, this is not an ordinary DYP. It's ordinary in the sense that it is a draw your partner. And hold on here. Gummison asking if he got Loffredo. Todd says no. Todd Loffredo, not somebody who is going to call a jar. In other words, it takes a lot to get Loffredo to call a jar on another player. He is so focused on what he's doing. And Blanchard able to fire that shot home. Big shot by Robbie Blanchard. It's 3-2. And taken away by Gummison. Dave weaves and then passes it through the lane. Dave Gummison. Try to go to the straight hole. Swann with the block and the retrieval. And that one knocked back into the goal. Blanchard tried to go to the short side. Loffredo knocked it back in. We're tied at 3 here in game 2. And to switch. Swann moving to forward. Loffredo defensively back to the goalie position. And taken away by Swann. See if he calls a timeout here. And Loffredo says, go ahead and play it. Swann's pass taken away by Gummison. Crisply through the lane goes Dave. Big shot here. Gummison does have timeouts remaining. Tries to go to the straight hole, rimmed it off that near post. Loffredo picks it up. And of course, Todd always dangerous offensively from his 2-row. That one blocked back into the goal by Gummison. It's 4-3. And an unhappy Loffredo moves back to the forward position. And he'll put it back into play. Of course, Todd's not going to hold on to that for very long. And he's able to go through the lane. When Loffredo's 5-row is working as a forward, he is awfully dangerous, obviously. That one rimmed off the corner, then rolls around and drops in. It's 4-4. Match point for Loffredo and Swann. It's really been something in this Draw Your Partner to see the intensity each and every match. It's not something you're used to. A lot of these top players oftentimes use the DYP as basically a warm-up event. But when you're talking about $2,400 in prize money in a DYP, it is certainly not a warm-up. It is a main event, and that pass by Gummison angles into the goal. It's one game apiece. Here we go, third game underway. Todd Loffredo will have the first scoring opportunity of this decisive third game. The winner advances, has a chance at that $1,000. The loser goes home. As Loffredo opens the scoring with a long stroking pull shot. And Gummison tries to go along the wall, taken away by Todd. Loffredo nicely along that near wall. The rolling pull shot, Blanchard there to make the block. Big stop there by Robbie. And Blanchard has it stolen away by Loffredo. Todd has it taken back by Blanchard. And stroking it home is Blanchard. Big play by Robbie Blanchard, who makes a couple of blocks and then strokes home the pull shot. Loffredo tries to go through the lane, can't connect on the pass. This is Blanchard, who has hit a couple of shots. And the key really at this stage for Robbie is to clear the zone. And he does so. Gets it through. Gummison able to pick it up on the 5. Loffredo knocks it down. Comes back to Dave. Dave out of Coon Rapids, Minnesota, which is just north of Minneapolis. And stroking it home is Gummison. Oh, Gummison and Blanchard now surge ahead, 2-1. Loffredo coming back. Todd Loffredo to tie it. Just a stroke, I believe, the long. It didn't get it out there as far as he wanted to. Blanchard got a piece of it. It comes back to Swann. Swann's shot attempt knocked towards the goal, picked up by Blanchard. It's 2-1 here in the third and final game in favor of Dave Gummison and Robbie Blanchard. Blanchard's going to call timeout.
Gentlemen, ready? That's our first.
Blanchard putting the ball back into play. Again, key here for Robbie is to get that ball up into the forward position, whether it's to the 5 or the 3, or at the very least, to the opponent's goalie position. You want to clear the zone here. One rolls to a stop. Blanchard again. Dangerous going down the middle. And Blanchard again. That's 2. What a performance by Robbie Blanchard here in this third game.
Yeah.
3-1 lead for Gummison and Blanchard. As they try to stay alive in this super draw your partner event. Loffredo looking to cut the lead to 1 here. They're going to look at the long, at the split, and Blanchard knocks it down and takes it away. Blanchard hits 2 of the 3 here in game 3. That one comes to the short side. Blanchard does clear the zone. And this is Swann. And Swann gets on the scoreboard. Big shot there by Swanee. It's 3-2. Discussing the switch. They're not going to. Robinson putting it into play here. Passing it along the wall. Dave Gummison hammers home that long pull shot. It's match point. Big shot here for Loffredo. Look for Todd if he does score it. I think we'll see a switch here. And he does. And we see the switch. It's now 4-3. Dana. Gummison for the win. Shooting against Loffredo. Dave fires it down the middle in 3 games. Dave Gummison and Robbie Blanchard defeat Todd Loffredo and Don Swann to advance in the DYP. And we're back here in Palm Springs, California at the beautiful Swann Golf Resort. I'm Jim Stevens. Got more action for you down on table number 1. And there you see Robert Mares, and that's Nolan Gorney on the right side of the screen. And on the left, Tony Spredeman and Art Mariano.
Sir.
See it already? How do you get to see it in action?
This first time?
Well, other than the DVDs I've seen it.
I hope we already ate them all except that one.
We got weak.
To save me one.
We took care of you on that one. So this is like the table right here.
This is the table. Yeah. Winners bracket final of the DYP. Three here in the first game of this DYP winners bracket final. With Spredeman and Mariano on the left, and Robert Mares and Nolan Gorney on the right side of the screen. Winner of this one advances to the DYP final. Mares nicely along that near wall. And of course, in this event, you are allowed to shoot the snake shot, which Robert Mares is certainly very happy about. And I'm not sure that Tony Spredeman is, not the way he's been shooting that pull kick in the open events here this weekend. Of course, Tony just loves to play the game, whether he's shooting his number 1 shot, the snake, or 1A, as it would seem, the pull kick. And he goes with the snake here, and he's given himself the lead at 4-3. Of course, Robert Mares and Tony Spredeman are partners as well, and the first game goes to Spredeman and Mariano. Here we go. Second game underway. It is 1-0 in favor of Tony Spredeman and Art Mariano. Remember, first place in this event is $1,000. Of course, winning the winner's side of the bracket is going to be advantageous as you attempt to win that big first place prize. That one knocked back into the goal. The shot attempt by Gorney. And taken away here by Spredeman. Tony with a chance to go up 2-0. Tries to come near side, hops back to him after the block by Gorney. Tony again. Stokes it home near side. Really gave a nice fake the other way, came back near corner. It's 2-0. Spredeman for a 3-0 lead. A nice switch and block there by Gorney. Tony will get another chance here as he's able to pass this one along the wall. Spredeman. Try to come back down the middle. Again, Gorney is there. Quick shot. Knocked right back to the 3-rod of Tony Spredeman. That went up into the air and off the table.
Nice catch.
Nice grab there by Spredeman.
That's like Red Ninja kind of stuff. I don't like Red Ninjas.
Nolan Gorney will put the ball back into play.
Ready, guys?
He does that one way I was always nervous too, but he always checks. He just gets where he wants it for. Ready?
Stolen away here by Spredeman.
We need to put you guys together on partners for USPSF W's.
Comes back with that full kick, blocked up into the air and off the table again by Gorney. That's 3 blocks in a row for Nolan. He's got to get that ball out of there. And he does. Not only did he get it out of there, that one went in. It's 2-1. Nice shot by Gorney.
Yes.
This is Mares. And as we mentioned, Spredeman and Mares playing together in the open doubles event. Battling for the DYP title here this weekend, at least on the winner side of the bracket so far. Tony takes his time and hammers that far side. It's 3-1. We've got a timeout.
Start first. Ready? Ready, guys? Okay, that's a delay game. You want us to take a timeout? No, I'm just making sure. If I can, try it.
3-1 lead for Spredeman and Mariano as they attempt to reach the DYP final. Nice pass by Mares. Mares always so quick to the corners, but Mariano quick defensively here. Sent up the middle, a pass attempt. Spredeman couldn't grab it. And this is Gorney, who has the only score for his team here in this first game. And we have a question coming in about the snake shot and why it is not allowed. Of course, it is allowed in this particular event, the DYP, but in the open events, there is no snake shot. Tournament director Brendan Flaherty has decided that he wants to keep it a more traditional game on the professional side. And he's got some points, having to explain why in some cases the spin is illegal and a perceived spin is legal. Talking about the snake, and that one knocked into the goal. It's 3-3. So Gorney, with some good defense, followed up with a shot that scored, and now his team has tied it up at 3-3. But when you're the designer of the table, the manufacturer of the table, the man putting up the money for the tournament prize fund,
You missed it the first time. Like that. And then it keeps
I guess you can do what you want to. Now we're going to talk about whether or not this was a spin.
You missed it the first control, man. Yeah. Listen, I hear you. If you missed it the first time, you obviously had to bend the rod to get it. You whipped it. You went to swing it. You went right past it. You obviously had to bend the rod on the way back to knock it.
Obviously.
Well, if you missed it, if it's out of
The
reach.
first time I went like that, I might not even been on it. I went like that. I mean, I might have gone like that.
Ready? Watch. I can't touch it. But if I go,
I don't think that was it as much, Tony. I think the first time I went by it, I don't think I was right on the center. And the second time I got right in front of it and mapped it.
okay.
I mean, if you think I got you, I won't take it, but I thought I know it's
I thought it was out of
certainly
reach.
didn't
I mean, it's no different. I didn't ask.
It wasn't that.
I know, but you can still the rods are still.
Jim, you can tell us your input on it. Well, yeah,
I looked out of reach.
I get what he's saying too.
I can miss it this way. Look, ready? All I'm saying is I can miss it here. I can't touch it.
Right, but Tony,
Okay, you're
we
fine.
know, how about this? We both know that if I can't reach it there and I bend the rod and grab, reel it in, that's legal.
No, it isn't.
Well, shit, I've seen Rico do it at Worlds. I've
You
seen
can bend
Tammy
the
do it.
bumper. You can't influence the rod.
Now, you can go like that and grab a ball. I've seen him last time. I've seen Rico do it at Worlds. Same with the bumper over
You
here.
can do the bumper, but you can't do the
Yeah,
rod.
so to me, it's the same thing. It's like going like that, not being able to reach it, and then going and grabbing it all of a sudden. You're you know.
The bumper is okay. The rod is not. You can't influence
Well,
the rod.
I mean, we can get a
You're,
ruling.
no,
I guess, you
you're
know?
fine. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
That's the way I saw it.
Yeah.
I just didn't want you to go into a pass because I was going to be
Yeah.
mad about it. You're fine. You can have it.
You
I don't-
sure?
Yeah, but I just didn't want you to go into a pass because I didn't think it was legal.
Okay. All right. You ready? Okay. Cool.
I just wanted to talk about it.
No, I think that's fair. It was questionable, and stop and talk about it. That's cool.
Okay.
Everybody good?
Yeah.
We ready in the booth? Ready in the Here we go.
All right, you heard the discussion there. It really came down to, you saw Maris really make a great save. And the question was whether or not the rod was bent intentionally in order to reach the ball, which I do believe is illegal. And to me, it looked clean. To me, it looked good. And it's awfully difficult to bend that 5-row, especially with your left hand.
Ready?
And a quick shout out to those of you watching in Turkey and in Serbia. And all around the world. Europe and the Far East, North and South America. Sprayman now looks to tie it up, and he does as he hammers that far side. It's match point. And again, obviously the snake shot is legal in the draw your partner. We're going to have open doubles and open singles action for you the rest of today. And of course, it will be illegal to shoot that shot in those events, and has been so far, but it has not affected Tony Sprayman in a negative way at all. His pull kick is sensational, and we're going to bring you that today. And Maris hammers the near corner, and this match is tied up at a game apiece. Thank you for the Facebook messages from Turkey and Serbia, and we'd love to hear from you, no matter where you are around the world, as Warrior Table Soccer is bringing you the 2013 Warrior Desert Classic from beautiful Palm Springs, California. That's Robert Mares and his partner Nolan Gorney. And of course Tony Sprayman and Art Mariano as we get game 3 underway. Sprayman loses it. It's quickly advanced by Mares. And he finds that hole near side. And again, nobody is quicker off that quick set to the corners than Robert Mares. We have a battle here, folks. There's a little bit of bad blood suddenly between these two teammates as Tony didn't really agree with the way Robert Mares went about making that save at the tail end of that last game. And what had looked like an easy victory here for Sprayman and Mariano is suddenly a very tight match. And Sprayman and Mariano find themselves down 1-0 here in the third and final game. Sprayman tried to come near side, blocked by Gorney. Nolan shot, Sprayman with a block. And blocked right back into the goal by Tony. It's 1-1.
Ready?
Yep.
Sprayman for the lead. And he strokes it home far side. 2 in a row from Spredeman and Mariano. They're back on top here in game number 3. They lead 2-1. Morris finds the hole to the far side. It's 2-2. What a battle here on table number 1, and there is a lot at stake. And Spredeman is going to call timeout.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on there. I was like, oh, there's something wrong. Toes now. Okay, we got it. Ready? Yes.
Spredeman putting the ball back into play. It's 2-2 here in the third game. Tony sitting still, tries to go to the wall, and fortunate to get this one through. Tony, shot attempt up into the air and off the table.
Guys ready?
Yeah.
Nolan Gorney will put it back into play. And a jar in there by Mariano. That ball will be awarded to Mares. And Mares again able to find that far corner. 2 in a row for Mares and Gorney. It's 3-2. Tony had a shot to make it 3-3. I think the shot attempt kind of jumped into the air and hit the rock. And now Mares steals it, sets it up, trying to go far side, blocked by Mariano up into the air and off the table. That is a big play by Art.
Ready?
Yes.
Mariano putting the ball back into play. Some of the best matches of the weekend have been in this Draw Your Partner event, which started on Friday night. I think, of course, a lot of it is that it's $1,000 for first place. What a great grab there by Mares. Players really enjoying the table, and Mares enjoying that shot attempt as it hits the back of the goal. It's match point. And Mares took it away, then gave it right back. Spredeman now looks to cut the lead to 1. Tony walks it around and hammers the far corner. It's 4-3.
I guess so, huh? We both had 2 or 3 brain farts.
4-3, and Mares is going to call timeout.
First. That.
Yep.
Robert Mares has possession of the ball on his 5-row. It is match point for Mares and his partner, Nolan Gorney. Robert looking to advance it. Taking a lot of time, then scoops it up through the lane beautifully. He's got a chance to send his team to the finals. Mares for the win. Walks it out to that far side with a fake. Tried to go back to that far corner, and Mariano with a big block here. Mariano will put it back into play. Big play by Mariano. Now it's up to him to clear the zone and get it into the hands of his partner if he can. Tries to come down the middle with a shot attempt, and Spredeman smoothly grabs it on the 5-row. Tony along the outside wall has got a chance to send this match down to one final ball as he sets it up. And strokes it home far side. It's 4-4.
That.
Yep.
4-4 here in the third game. Whoever scores this ball advances to the DYP final. Robert Mares tried to brush it to the lane, taken away by Spredeman, but he can't hold on to it, and Gorney's going to grab it and call timeout.
for a second.
Well, we're going to see if Nolan Gorney has game. His shirt certainly suggests that he does, and he's played well as he puts it back into play. 4-4 here in the third game. Nolan Gorney. Again, it's up to him to clear the zone. And instead, he clears the goal line as he strokes it down the middle. What a play by Nolan Gorney, who puts it away in the third game. And Morris and Gorney are in the DYP final. And we now have the final of the DYP, the big money final, is underway here on table number 1. It's Tony Sprademan and Art Mariano on the left side of your screen. Robert Mares and Nolan Gorney on the right. And Mares and Gorney won the winner's bracket with Nolan hitting a big shot. He put away that final point at 4-4 in the final game. You can shoot the snake shot in this one. This will be a battle of 2 snake shooters, 2 partners, of course, in open doubles, second place finishers here this weekend in Sprademan and Mares. Art Mariano, the goalie on the left side, doing really good things in Southern California with OC Foosball down in Orange County, California. Nolan Gorney from Phoenix, Arizona, is the owner of the arcade store. You can check them out at www.thearcadestore.com. That's thearcadestore.com, and they handle foosball and many, many other things. That one banked off the wall, grabbed by Mares. It's 2-1 here in the first game. And it's Tony Sprademan and Art Mariano will try to come from the loser's bracket against Mares and Gorney. Tony tried to come back down the middle, blocked and taken away by Nolan, who sends it the other way, and this is Art Mariano. And that one knocked into the goal. It's now 3-1. Mares along that near wall, and then knocks it back to his 5 inadvertently. Does go along the wall here successfully, though, and he'll set it up looking to pull back within 1. Shooting against Art Mariano. He usually likes to get it and go, and he does, and it's 3-2. Tony Sprademan looking to regain that 2-goal lead here if he can. Shooting against Nolan Gorney and firing home near side. It's 4-2. Points coming fast and furious in this opening game of the big DYP from Friday night. It's $1,000 for first. It's $600 for second. You don't see draw your partners with that kind of money very often. Mariano tried to clear it along the far side, and it's picked off by Mares, who quickly passes it along that near wall. Mares rattled it off the near corner into the goal. It's 4-3. And Tony crisply through the lane can put away game 1 right here. Try to go to the far side, and Gorney keeps him out. Nolan brings it to that near side. Banked it off the inside wall towards the goal. In that winner's bracket final, Nolan at 4-4 in the final game hit a push shot to win it from goal. And Mariano is going to call timeout. Mariano will put it back into play. It's 4-3 here in the first game in favor of Tony Sprademan and Art Mariano. Art tried to pass it, I think, still in control of it, and does pass it along the outside wall. Tony, once again, to win game number 1. Try to go back to the far side. Nolan with the block. And then the pull kick. It's 1-0. Tony Sprademan's going to start this second game in the goalie position with Mares having the possession, and Robert quickly advances it, and he'll shoot against his open doubles partner, Tony Sprademan. And Tony with a block and the takeaway. Shot down the middle by Sprademan, blocked by the 5-rod of Mares, and it comes back to Tony. Sprademan, a second place finisher in open doubles. And nice grab here by Mariano. And we've got a timeout. Sprademan will move back to forward. Tony putting it into play on the 5-row. Sprademan in the finals of doubles. Rather fit second place finisher in the finals of doubles. He's also in the final of the open singles event. We'll have that for you in a little while against Swann. And that one knocked back into the goal by Mares. It's 1-0. Tony also in the final of mixed doubles. And of course here as well. And Tony, the 4 big events here this weekend, he's in the final of all of them. Despite the fact that in 3 of them, he couldn't shoot the snake shot. Nice snag there by Mariano after the hustling attempt by Mares to grab it on his 3-rod. Sprademan gently through that near lane. For the lead, Tony Sprademan. Coax it home to the near side. Robert Mares and Nolan Gorney won the winner's bracket. Sprademan and Mariano trying to come back from that loser's side and take it to a second set, and they're well on their way as they're up 3-1 here in the second game. Sprademan moving back to goal. Mariano will defend against the 5-rod of Robert Mares. Left hook attempt zigzags towards the goal. Sprademan back there digs it out. Well, he's going to shoot the push shot. Sends that one up the table wide of the goal. Nolan Gorney now in possession. Topspin carries that one to the 5-rod of Mariano, who will call timeout and bring Tony back into the forward position.
Did he grab one already for you?
Hey, John, this is to get into the finals of USTSF Open Singles. This is to get into the finals. You guys are already sitting in semifinals. Sit 3rd and 4th. Good luck.
Yep.
Tony Sprademan putting the ball back into play. 3-1 lead for Sprademan and Mariano. Tony shooting against Nolan Gorney, and he finds that hole near side. It's set point.
Hey guys.
Mariano in the forward position, baked off that inside wall towards the goal. Art's going to shoot this one. They've already used both timeouts. Looking to extend the match and send it to a second set. Mariano tried to go to that far side, blocked it, hops back to Art on the 5-row. Mariano passing along that near wall will set it up again, looking for a victory in this opening set. But Gorney with the block. Mariano takes it away from Mares. Rob takes it back. Mares. Sprayman is there. Bounces back to Rob. Sprayman again there defensively. Tony has it taken away by Mares. Mariano with a nice steal here. Art's third chance to send it to a second and final set. And he does. Tony Sprayman, Art Mariano come out to win the first two games in the first set of this DYP final. And we'll head to a second and final set. Tell her to stop it and try restarting the play, pushing the play button. Tell her to restart the screen. Because we're definitely streaming.
We're live in the booth. We're live in the booth.
Live? Yeah. How are we doing?
Live in the booth. Live on tape, remember? Okay, so you're all on this side, eh? Yep. All right, let's party. Come on, Lord. Ready? Yeah.
Here we go. Second set underway. Sprayman with the first scoring opportunity. Hammers that near corner. It's 1-0. Nothing lead for Sprayman and Mariano, and Tony has switched back defensively once again to defend against Robert Mares. Mares had a wide open hole there, and we've got a stoppage in play.
Supposed to go to that guy, even if I had scored it. It's bullshit. Right? Give me that comment. The man breaks the shot. That's correct. In this case, you take it. Someone takes it every time. I've seen guys hit the goalie and break it on the way. The goalie gets the ball.
What about someone who has a cracked eye? Johnny Wesley used to have a cracked eye and have save it as a timeout.
Back of the head flew out.
Do you want to start unwrapping your wrap?
Yeah, thanks, Todd. Are you going to change the route out? Yeah, they just changed the route out. It takes them 2 seconds. Pretty cool.
First, I can't wait. It's the first one all weekend, dude. You know why this does this? The guys, they shouldn't be sharp corners in this thing. That's what caused it. I'm on top. Break another one, man. I'm all right.
Art's got two. Art, he's playing, he's fixing, he's doing it all. Art is the man.
Morris,
I owe you?
that man, yeah. I'm a man. I owe you. Shit.
He's not kidding me.
Swann came back, yeah.
And then the thing is, he goes, it's so hard to tear. He goes, no, I think Screamer's poke kick, and I watch you warm up. Maybe I can't believe you're allowed in that shit. You guys ain't breaking those goals. Nobody's saying. Steven says that not just the goal, right? Who wants the sounds on it, right? He goes, he's talking about size and bumpers, right? Oh, yeah, that was impossible.
Where's Arda? You know. Oh, there he is. Sitting right in front of me. It does. Technically, yeah. Jade. You ready? You ready? Yeah. Ready.
Here we go. Trailing 1-0. And now it's 1-1. Shot attempt opts to Mariano. It's 2-1 here in game number 1 of the second set. Gorney fires that one on goal. Now 3-1 in favor of Spredeman and Mariano. Maritz could use this one. Trying to come near side, blocked and taken away by Mariano.
Nice. Good pass.
That one up into the air and off the table.
Yep. Ready? Yep.
Gorney has it taken away by Spredeman. And Tony makes it 4-1.
Dude, she's just like this blank stare too.
That was pretty good, actually. I didn't know what else to say. I fired Mose, Jim. All right, you ready? Ready?
4-1 lead here in the first game of the second set for Tony Spredeman and Art Mariano. Tony able to pick this one up, a chance to take a 1-0 lead. But there's Gorney to make the block up into the air and off the table. Dylan Gorney putting the ball back into play. And it's picked off here by Spredeman. Another chance for Tony. And he's going to call timeout.
What the hell was that? No, it was that one, buddy.
That is that one.
Three balls with each other. When I look at him, oh, it's right there. Okay, rebar. Things falling apart right before our very eyes, Jim. Don't break it. Don't break it. No. Leave it together. For fun. I'll get it from you. For fun. Yeah, all right. Have fun. Lady! Claire! He owes you for that. $3. Screaming. Or 50 cents, really. Shit. A nickel.
I want to personally deliver this one to Flaherty.
Yeah.
I didn't put it on. He's just shoving it in his face right now. What do you do at the bottom of it?
Okay, official. Where are we besides? I don't think anyone's used any. All right, let it rip.
Ready?
Spredeman sets it up, looking to win this first game of the second set, and he does. It's 1-0, and Spredeman and Mariano have won 3 games in a row. They need just one more for the DYP championship and a $1,000 payday. Mares will get the first scoring opportunity of this second game. Shooting against Mariano, try to come near side. Blocked away, comes back to Mares, who resets. And strokes it home to the far side. Mares and Gorney trying to get back into this match. Pass along the wall. Sprayed him in to tie it. And it's 1-1.
Timing thing, because that didn't come that hard. Any harder that time than before. You know what I'm saying? It's too damn light, yeah. Sorry, though. All right, ready?
Yeah. 1-1 here in game number 2. Mares looks for the lead. blocked by Mariano up into the air and off the table. Arturo Mariano will put the ball back into play. Mares makes the steal. Beautiful grab here by Rob. Setting it up on the near side, walks it out. Trying to come back to that near corner, and Mariano is there. Art has done a good job defensively against Mares. Shot down the middle on goal by Mariano. Spredeman takes it across. Stolen away by Robert Mares. Took a lot of time here, and Mariano took it away. Pass along the outside wall off Spredeman's 3-row into the goal. It's 2-1. Mares gets it and hammers that near corner. It's 2-2. Big shot there by Mares. Tony crisply through the lane. And Spredeman tried to go to the far corner. Beautiful pass here by Gorney, but Mares couldn't hold on to it. And asking if there might have been a distraction.
No, you missed a shot. He shot it. You got it straight. So, yeah, you continue to play.
Are you ready, Art? Yeah.
Mares will put it back into play here. It was a distraction called basically on Tony Spredeman. A lot happened in a very short time there. Two here in the second game, second set. Squared off short side pull shot. And it's Mariano who digs it out. Clears the zone. Gets it to Tony on the 5. And Nolan Gorney now in possession of the ball. And blocked back into the goal by Spredeman. It's 3-2. Mares doesn't execute the pass. Spredeman has it. Tony able to grab it on the 5-row, rather on the 3-row after the pass from the 5. Going to move within 1 of victory, Tony Spredeman. Going to go far side, Gorney with a block. Tony looking at the pull kick. And calls timeout. Robert Mares will move back defensively as Tony Spredeman puts it into play. Leading 3-2, leading 1-0. Spredeman. Stokes at home. It's championship point. That $1,000 payday just 1 goal away for Tony Spredeman and Art Mariano. Is trying to delay it just a little bit here. If he can pull his team back within 1. But Mariano stuffs it to the other end. And there it is. Tony Spredeman and Art Mariano are the DYP champions. They win $1,000. A $600 second place prize goes to Robert Mares and Nolan Gorney. But Spredeman and Mariano are the DYP champs.